Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we're playing Trophy Hunter. I don't think I have anything to say before we get into it, so let's just dive right in. Now, this game was played on stream, so you'll see our timer goes a little bit long on a lot of turns just because I talk through my plays while I'm streaming. If you want to follow along with these games and hang out live, my Twitch will be in the description and the pinned comment. So there's that. But yeah, so we start off with a 4 glory here after picking up a sure shot to go with our unicorn. We don't quite get there. I'm pretty sure we were favored in that combat, but unfortunately we do get the low end of variance there. This is not a terribly exciting shop. I think what we're just gonna go with is we're definitely taking the Cindy because we want level 2 treasures on Trophy Hunter. There's a lot of decent ones like Bounty Board and Monster Manual. Also just like any tempo treasure is very good on Trophy Hunter. Like Boiling Beaker is a particularly good one, but yeah, we're gonna take the Baby Root. It just offers a ton of stats. We come up against the Pup the Magic Dragon bot here, which we are gonna get the victory against. Fortunately, they don't have an egg, which most bots buy eggs, and that can often be pretty hard to beat in the first turns of the game here. All right, so we're definitely gonna take Shadow Assassin. Obviously, Shadow Assassin. We've got a lot of extra Slay characters, so decent chance for us to get some scaling. We don't have any quite yet. We're definitely not taking the pig. The pig does have a Last Breath ability, which means it has its Slay ability, but I don't think we want to be slaying and handing out gold to the lobby. So yeah, we'll just take a chicken for now, and we'll go to the next turn. Our stats are definitely not that great at this point. As you can see, the Fates player here has a large front line, and attacks go very poorly, so we don't even take out even one of their characters, and we drop down to 28. We got a pretty clean turn here, though. We got a Romeo, which is a Last Breath. Even if you don't have Juliet, it still triggers a Slay for Shadow Assassin. Also, it gets the +2/+0 bonus from Trophy Hunter's Puro Power. And we can just take a chicken and cast a Mix-a-Wizzle here for again a nice clean 6 gold here. Just figuring out where to put the Mix-a-Wizzle is the problem here. Like a random 4 is probably more valuable than a random 3, but at the same time we don't want to lose like one of our only powerful characters on the board to a Mix-a-Wizzle. Like having one decent 4 and the rest just a bunch of like 2/2s doesn't seem great. As well as the Romeo is a Last Breath, and we'll scale up our Shadow Assassin, which we do want to get scaling a little bit, even though Shadow Assassin probably doesn't stick around super long term. The positioning for Shadow Assassin I've talked about in a lot of Slay games. It's just too awkward, and I generally dislike it, except for early. All right, we pick up a Stag, which is gonna hopefully allow us to win a combat or two. I mean, it's 3.2, so it's a little bit late. We were gonna shard the unicorn, but I figure instead of that, we should just sell the unicorn and maybe shard this donkey into an evil 3, because there's a lot better hits on 3. Like obviously we could get Mummy, we could get another Shadow Assassin, or we could Vampire is not great either. It's a 5/5 though, so it's an upgrade in stats. There's a potential for it to get a Slay, but it's unlikely. As we see there, it does get attacked into. We did get our Stag attack on both these range characters, and attacks go in the correct order for us, so we are able to take down that combat. The stats probably work out better like if we play the Baby Root in 7 there, but I figured getting the Stag attack onto both our range characters, because we have such little stats on board right now, was just more important. And the 0 power character in 1 kind of guaranteed that a little bit better, and also acted as sort of a buffer. Like there's a 1 in 4 chance that it gets attacked there instead of a 1 in 3 chance our Stag gets attacked into if we leave that spot empty. These treasures are not what we want at all. None of these really do anything on our board. We're gonna take the Speculative Dragon Nest. I was considering the Feasting Dragon in the last shop, but I decided against it. So we're just gonna roll and hope to find another one potentially. We don't find one, but we do roll and find Friendly Spirit. And after we took Sporko, it's a very, very immediate payoff for us. So that's gonna give us a decent little power spike. We do get our Slay with our Friendly Spirit. Unfortunately, combat RNG goes pretty poorly here, and we're going to take a ton of damage. We take 13 down to 15, which is a ton in a combat that we were relatively in good shape for. It's just that they managed to attack into our range that got the buff immediately, so we didn't get any value there. And their large range backline was just had the sort of initiative advantage against us. Alright, so we took a 14-14 Gingerbread Knight just to try and hopefully stabilize us a little bit. And we also have a second Last Breath now in a Monster Book. Monster Book might be able to do something. We do get the Slay there, so we're going to get a couple spells. The Earthquake doesn't really do anything, but that Lightning Bolt was pretty solid. Again, they attack into our range in 5, but fortunately our range in 6 was actually much better this to go around. Alright, we're looking at Mix-a-Wizzle, but I don't know what I want to Mix-a-Wizzle here. I think we're going to Mix-a-Wizzle something, though. Probably going to be, it's probably going to be Romeo. Obviously, we want to find a level 4 pair, and then maybe triple it so we get to keep it. A Shard, would get to keep, we would get to keep it with a Shard as well. Our level 2 treasure is Lock Chest. Again, we don't find Bounty Board or Monster Manual, a little bit unfortunate. Or Boiling Beaker, for that matter. So yeah, Lock Chest I think is going to be okay. Like, it's a pretty high risk treasure here, but we're gonna gain some life. The Mix-a-Wizzle Romeo, we're gonna the end the level 4 it turned into to gain 4 life here. So we at least get some value out of it, and we're able to replace it with something better anyways. A couple really good spells there out of our Monster Book. Lightning Bolt plus the Shrivel onto the Vulture is fantastic for us, and we're definitely going to have enough stats to clean up the rest. I think if we didn't take out the Vulture there, then we'd be in bad shape in this combat. So again, very fortunate. We are on 5.1, and we're against Pup, the Pup bot again. So this was somehow a player got eliminated before the bot did. And it's 5.0 right now, so like this bot has survived a lot longer than most bots do, which is a little bit concerning. We're absolutely going to take a coin here over the other two options, Summoning Portal and Fool's Gold. Not really what we want here. We want to be able to cast spells, and Summoning Portal doesn't do anything. And yeah, we get hit with the Falling Stars from their deck of many things, plus a Ring of Meteors, which takes out our Sporko. We do get a couple of Rotten Apples, but not in the right spot. And yeah, Pupbot manages to beat us and continue to stay alive here. So they had a Golden Godmother there, and I think they've just been riding that through this lobby, which is a little concerning. But we get to triple our Nian there, and we get a TLK in the shop, going into an Empress P. So in one fell swoop there, we went from kind of struggling to figure out what we're doing to having a very solid game plan and getting Horn out of the Nians and the TLK, and yeah, now we just have a very large Empress P, and the Baby Root's going to come back in for because it's a support. We will lock this good boy, and yeah, all of a sudden we're in great shape. We have a pretty high likelihood to get a Slay, and we do get the Slay there. So our Baby Root and Sporko have absurd power and toughness now. And fortunately, it is going to be enough to take down this one of the top boards here in the Fates. I think if we were definitely dead. I think if we hadn't had that very fortunate chain of events and kind of shift there. Our luck chest popped, and we don't really have the greatest level 3 treasures here. Obviously, we're hoping for Treasure Map or Bad Moon. I think we're going to take Curse Throne because we're looking for Baba Yaga anyways, and it's just going to add another Slay ability to the Empress P. And I think just stacking up more stats on the Empress P is going to be great. Because we have this Horn, Good Boy is obviously very, very good. There's a decent likelihood that Good Boy is going to get the coin stats as well. And we might as we're against the ghost now. Also worth noting that Pup the Magic Dragon bot in 5th now. Still has not died. Three players dead before it. But yeah, we pick up a River Wish Mermaid, which is going to help scaling. It's going to help our frontline scale. Yeah, we get the Slay with our Empress P, but we don't get the Slay with the Good Boy, so no extra stats there. But yeah, the scaling on the Empress P is going to be very, very good for us. We would love an Evil Eye if we can find one. We don't have a ton of opportunities here. We've got a single we've got 4 different 4-drops, but none of them are paired. And obviously our main focus is Baba Yaga at this point. Obviously we would love to find more good boys. Another Empress P definitely wouldn't be that bad either. Some range supports though would be ideal. And there's a Baba Yaga finally. So we're absolutely going to take this, and we're going to keep the Baby Root in over the Sporko just because it's a good character, and because we've got the Good Boy. Although it's possible that's a mistake. But I mean, it is providing some amount of toughness, which I think can be important. We get our Slay with our Empress P, and those numbers start to go up, and we get a ton of stats on our back line. Unfortunately, Good Boy does not get the chance to attack. But our back line is so much bigger than theirs. We're easily gonna finish off this combat here. Doesn't matter how many bonus attacks they get there. All right, there's another Good Boy, which we're absolutely gonna take. Briefly considering replacing this Baby Root with Green Knight, but I think I'd rather just find another range support if we can. I think I'd rather a Lady of the Lake over a Green Knight at this point. And also, there's just other pieces that we want to find more, so I don't think spending the rest of our turn just making that minor upgrade is worth it. And we get rewarded with our roll, very in a very large capacity here, as we're gonna be able to triple our Good Boy. I figured the level 6 treasure probably better than taking the second Baba at this point. I briefly considered the 9th book, just because, I mean, we're going to put a bunch of stats on our Baba Yagas, and then they technically have Last Breath as well. But I don't think we have enough mages for that to be really worth it. So we throw in the other friendly spirit after tripling it, and we did forget to lock the Baba Yaga, I believe, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, like, we're strong enough that it probably won't matter too much. But that was definitely a huge misplay. So we get Fairy Queen's Wand out of our Pandora's box, which is pretty solid. It's unexciting, but it's good. Obviously, like Magic Sword or Mirror would have been ideal. I mean, Holy Grail and like World Tree would have ended the game as well, but I think they're less fun than the other options. But I mean, this +7/+7 boost is still fine. It's gonna help us get slays. And we took a soul tack just because I think it's important for us to protect our important supports now. Now that we've been winning combats, people are gonna potentially be bringing tech in against us. So, all right, we get the Slay with the Good Boy, so we get a little bit of scaling there, as well as a bunch of stats on our good characters, which makes it a lot easier for us to slay with our Empress P. All right, we're getting slays with everything on our front line. Our back line is big enough that even when they attack into things, they're not going to be suiciding. And we do get another Slay with the Good Boy, so some more scaling and the coin value on the Good Boy. We get a second Slay with our Empress P, and we get a second Slay with our friendly spirit. So extremely productive turn for us there. And we get that second Baba Yaga back, fortunately. A little bit unfortunate not locking that first one, but we do manage to find another one. Although that would be our triple now, which would be nice. But you know, sometimes again the timer kind of works against me when I'm streaming, as I'm trying to talk through my plays and read chat at the same time, and the time just kind of gets away from me sometimes, and I'll make little mistakes like that, but I feel like that's a skill that I'm constantly working on, and hopefully we'll get better at with time. Okay, we do lock our Baba Yaga triple, so that's going to be a big pickup. Unfortunately, Evil Eye is not on 5, but also we get our good boy Slay, so we're going to get a bunch of scaling there. Then we get our Empress P Slay, making our backline absolutely enormous. The mirror summons are honestly going to work to our advantage here, as we're just going to continue getting these slays on our front line. And we do get an second Empress P Slay through all those tokens and range characters, so that's very, very nice for us. Empress P now sitting at 132, 112. Feeling pretty strong. Just looking at what the opponent has. I briefly considered, I'm considering losing the coin for this staff to try and find like another Baba or something like that, but that would leave us with only 7 gold, so if we don't find it in the first like 2 to 3 rolls, then we won't be able to buy it. And I think it's just too important to replace our backline with another range support, so we're just gonna skip, take the 2 gold, and we're gonna get whatever we can. And we find a Lady of the Lake, which we're happy to take immediately, and we're just gonna throw a Fiercify onto the good boy and hope that we get that slay. All right, opponent is an Empress P build. They get the Pigomorph. They've also got Horn plus Evil Eye here. The Pigomorph hits our River Wish, which is definitely not the worst hit for us. And we just needed to avoid basically double Pigomorph from the monster book. We do, and we get enough damage to take that opponent out, and yeah, take down the crown. But yeah, so let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. We're still very slowly approaching 500 subscribers. I would definitely like to be able to give away some gems and whatnot once we reach there. But yeah, so if that convinces you to hit that subscribe button today, please do so. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say today. I already plugged my Twitch earlier in the video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.